In our case, I mean, we have a considerably higher threshold for return. Someday I would love to be in the 7% return target bucket, but for now, in order for it to be politically or palatable to our company, we basically said, okay, what's our return on invested capital, or our ROIC, which is just a sort of a common financial metric. And at the time of the fund establishment, it was 14%. And so our CFO was comfortable with a 600 basis point increase above that ROIC. So that's how we set our 20% target. And what I like about that is that before the common thinking was that, well, if the energy project doesn't pay back in 2 or 3 years, it's not worth considering. And 20% sounds like a high number, but it's still longer than what that 2 to 3 year mindset had been.
I think what Elizabeth has described was our experience, which is really understanding that financial hurdle and what's the benchmark that's required in order to make the projects palatable is the thing that keeps the portfolio alive. The other thing is the messaging that says we're not going to do these piecemeal. They're not individual projects. They're a portfolio of projects. They have to be done in order to achieve the kinds of returns that we're looking for institutionally. And then back that up with the implementation that's actually achieving the milestones and hitting the points. And to the extent that every time I can go back to the board and say, yes, we're on target, we've hit it, our spending's on track, our returns are on track, we're achieving the results we want, and we're beginning to see these impressive changes in our buildings and improving the comfort of our environment and making wonderful new spaces. That's the stuff that keeps it going.
Mm-hmm.
I completely understand the message that says, hey, you're competing against other capital requirements, and Elizabeth certainly knows it as well. Again, I think energy and environmental projects have amazing returns in some cases. They're almost no-brainers. So the trick, as I see it, is really getting your case onto the financial language, and it's presenting it in a way they're going to understand in relation to other projects. And when you give them the raw material, the cash flows, and a sense of the returns, what you've essentially said is, we respect your institutional priorities. Now weigh this particular project in relation to the others you have, and let's see where it falls out.
Yeah, and in our case, I think, and I'm piggybacking on what you said, but we found that to develop a business case for an efficiency project oftentimes takes a lot of resources, both you need some technical expertise, you just need time to really understand how the existing operation is functioning and what this new intervention would look like. And that is just time that facility managers don't always have. Mm-hmm. And so oftentimes they have these ideas where they have this sense, gosh, if I had 5 hours outside of time, this is what I would explore, but it just never happens. And so I think finding a resource in finance or advocating for some support to translate these awesome ideas that are in the heads of every FM on the floor anywhere in the world, translating that into CFO speak can be tremendously powerful, because the facility managers they're the experts, right? They know what could be possible. It's just translating it.
Absolutely.